Hello everybody, I am just out on a hike. I can actually kind of show you guys. I can flip my, yeah. So I just came down this trail back here, and then I'm gonna go down there. It gets kind of dark down there, and I cannot seem to multitask with holding up my camera and talking and walking. So anyways, I have stopped temporarily, but yeah, I just wanted to, so last video, if anybody watched that one, it was, I played some Stardew Valley, and I kind of chatted about one big idea of like meditation focused on the body to try and get out of your head. And one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about is like, I kind of want to just tell my story of, because I went through a lot of different phases and ideas with meditation. So I just wanted to talk about my story more than anything. So my journey, and then anybody who wants to can hopefully take some I don't know, guidance, or they can be like, hey, me too. That's all I really want. It's just to be, so that someone can hopefully be like, hey, yeah, I go through that as well. So when I started meditating, originally I was doing it to try and overcome some anger problems I had. So I did, I actually got a book on druidry, and they talk about mentally walking through the forest, training your mind to like focus on walking through a forest. And they said, okay, to start training your mind to be able to focus on one thing for long periods, you should pretend like you should mentally walk around your house and try and remember as many little details as possible. So I did that, and I got really good at it. But because it was a mental exercise, it took me further from, it took me further into my brain. So I felt like I understood the world really well, but it kind of pulled me into myself, and I felt like I needed to be alone. And there's this little bit of like real monks, real meditators, most of them spend a good chunk of their time alone because they need that to kind of decompress and like recenter themselves. But I was doing like university at the time, and was living with my brother, and so a lot of that I didn't handle the best, because I was like I was just kind of sort of rejecting the world while also having to be in the world at the same time. And so I came to think that I needed to basically always be in a state of peace. And there's a certain feeling in your body that happens when like you fully relax and your nervous system fully lets go of any tension, and you feel so good. And so then it actually just became chasing this feeling. So I went from enjoying meditation and having a goal of being not an angry person to I'm just keeping an eye out for people. I don't want to disturb anyone who's on a hike. But yeah, so to chasing this feeling of peace and serenity. And it kind of got me to like a place where if I did anything that was too strenuous, I would feel anxiety. It would bring back this like feeling of like, I would give me adrenaline. I felt like I could go do things. And then it would take away that feeling of like serenity. And then I was like, it got to a point where I was like, I can't really do things because I need to have this achievement of serenity at all times. So obviously that's not healthy. But yeah, it was like, I need to be this person who is at full peace within myself at all times. Otherwise, I'm a bad person. And in order to do that, I can't really do anything too mentally or physically strenuous. And everything has to be slow and methodical, like every single thing. And so while it did teach me a lot about slowing down and focusing, and that is not a bad thing, the way that I integrated that into my life was not super healthy, was not sustainable, especially when I have to also be just a normal person for the people that I care about. And so, like, relaxing into your body and meditating on your body and relaxing your muscles and all that is very good for your nervous system. But it's important, I guess, to not chase that feeling and to still understand that, like, you can go do things, you can go have fun, but it's probably more important than always chasing this feeling of serenity, is to look for a balance of, like, now you cultivate this feeling of serenity when you have time to meditate, and then when you go out, you if that feeling goes away, that's okay. But then maybe, you go out and you have like 4 different things you want to do. Instead of trying to multitask them and splitting your attention. And that's really bad for anxiety. Quickly write down the 4 things you have to do so they're organized. Do one at a time, check them off your list, and then you're done. Something like that. And so that it's actually, ironically, something I'm really bad at. And so then you have at least taken, maybe you leave this time of serenity in your meditation and you go into the real world, and all of a sudden you got to do stuff again. But at least you have a more organized mind and a more organized life to a small degree. And you can take that and use that to keep some peace in a situation. You can, by organizing, you don't split your focus as much, and by allowing yourself to have more of a single focus, one at a time, you can sorry, the wind picked up and I thought I heard someone. But anyways, you can have a single focus, and this single focus, generally speaking, will allow a person to lower their anxiety. One thing I notice is, like, if I'm really busy, my blood pressure will go up, and then I don't really notice, and then I have so much trouble sitting still once I'm kind of doing things. So then, at the end of the day, I'm done. I've checked all my boxes, all my lists. I'm happy. So anything after that is just me being a busybody, can't sit down. So I sit with my partner, and I just kind of take some deep breaths, and it like slows my heart, it slows my mind a little bit. And so then that's where at the end of the day, you're trying to slow down, you're trying to be with the people you care about, your job's all done. And so then you can use that thing that you've learned in your meditation time of, like, relaxing your body. You take a couple deep breaths, your body kind of naturally is like, oh, we are relaxing now. This is what we do. We take some deep breaths, we relax, and we calm down. And so then your body knows that. And so then it's like, oh, it's telling yourself it's time to relax, take some deep breaths, or just focus on your body for a couple seconds. For me, it's usually a couple minutes it takes to like really calm down. And then kind of everything gets a little less important, and what fades into focus is like, these people I'm with right now are more important than this thing I want to do. I've checked all my boxes on all of my lists. I've done my job for the day. I take some deep breaths. My body relaxes. My heart slows down. My blood pressure goes down quite a bit. And I can just sit and be with the people I care about. Yeah. So, I hope this helped somebody. And this next part is off topic, so feel free to end the video here. If you do, goodbye. But yeah, so I am going to try, and I kind of like the idea of streaming and like playing a game or something while also chatting about like philosophy and meditation. But I don't have streaming right now, so I'm gonna do this thing where I like play games while I chat. So you guys will see, if you guys see a video pop up where it's like, obviously Stardew Valley or something, it's still gonna have, philosophy talk or meditation talk in it. But it'll just be with a background of a video game instead of me. So yeah, because sometimes I don't have time to come out to the forest, or I just want to have like a more casual, like, hey, we're gaming and we're chatting kind of feeling. And then once, if I got to 50 subscribers, YouTube will let me open streaming, and then I can stream live, and then we can actually chat. Anyways, thank you all. Goodbye.